Chapter 4. You're about to become an author. Now wait until you see what happens next. You're not going to believe what happens next. You're going to be writing this book. That's crazy, you could say. I'm listening to this book, not writing it. Ah, yes, but wait. Magic is about to happen. Ever heard the statement, we're all one? Of course you have. You've heard it 1,000 times. But have you ever considered what it would be like if it were true? Not just conceptually, but actually, factually, functionally? Well, it is true. Actually, factually, functionally. There's no one else except you in various forms. To many people, this sounds at first way out and too abstract to embrace as a working notion of reality. Yet, considered within a larger context, a very broad context, it might begin to fall within at least the outer reaches of the realm of possibility. Let's take a look. All of us are made of the same stuff, having evolved from the same first source. To use an analogy, when the ocean first appeared and then expanded, it was not created as something other than its drops. A drop of the ocean is the same as the ocean. It is the ocean, in smaller form. No single drop is other than the ocean. All the drops of the ocean are one thing, the ocean. It would not therefore be inaccurate for one drop of the ocean to say to another drop, we are all one. The second drop would simply say, of course we are. Just because we've been singularized doesn't mean we are other than each other, nor are we other than that of which we have become a singularization. We are all the same thing, the ocean in singular form. This is also true about human beings. We are all the same thing, simply individuated. We are not separate from that from which we have emerged, nor are we other than each other. Now you might think, well, that's all very nice model of the world, but there's no way to put that into practice in the reality of our daily lives. And it would be understandable if you thought that. After all, we are appearing to be separate beings, even if we aren't in fact. We are, to be sure, acting as if we are separate beings, even if we are all the same stuff. We are acting so much so that if the various parts of us told other parts of us that we think there is only one of us, the other parts of us would laugh at us. And if we insisted that we are all one, the other parts of us would do more than laugh at us. They would put us away somewhere so that we could not contaminate the rest of us. And if that didn't shut us up, well, they would have to take other measures. Why? Why all of this ominous stuff that sounds as if it's coming out of a bad movie? Because the idea that we are all one upsets every apple cart in the world. It upsets our global economy for sure. How would we proceed? It upsets our global polity for sure. How would we proceed? It upsets our global society for sure. How would we proceed? And here it comes, watch out now. It upsets our global theology for absolutely positively sure. How would we proceed? Everything we thought was true would not be true. Everything we thought was not true would be true. How would we be able to stand up for ourselves? How would we be able to fight for what is right? How would we be able to justify killing each other over what is right if we thought that we were killing ourselves over what is not even true? Okay, so maybe we should just drop the whole idea. Erase the statement, we're all one. Forget we said that. Allow yourself to encounter this material as if someone else wrote it and you're just listening to it. That's the safe way, so it may be the better way, at least for now. Perhaps we can get back to this a little later, maybe, 10 chapters from now, after more groundwork has been laid. Or maybe not, we'll see. No, wait. We have to. It's an absolute must. Because it's this awareness that creates the only context within which the only thing that matters can emerge as an experience in our lives. So before we're done here, you're going to be invited into a felt sense that we are all one, because you're going to be writing this book. But not just yet. For now, let's get back to the original literary style, the style that assumes this book is being written by someone else and you're simply listening to it. Let's accept that idea and return to the original question. What does matter? And if you pay attention to only that, what of the rest of your life? How do you live in a world without paying attention to the things you used to spend 98% of your time on? Hang out in a cave? Enter a monastery, become an ascetic? Drop out, as thousands did in the 60s counterculture of hippies and communes, disillusioned with conventional values? No. The idea here is not to walk away, or to walk around in a meditative daze, abandoning all constructive activity. The idea is to refocus your life's intention, so that one day it may be said that 98% of your time is being spent on things that do matter. The surprise here will be that when this happens, your activities themselves probably won't change very much. Even if everyone on the planet listened to this book and agreed with it and began spending 98% of their time on what does matter, people's activities wouldn't change that much. People would still get up and go to work or create some way to survive. People would still marry and have kids or create someone to love and by whom to be loved. People would still run and jump and dance and sing and laugh and create other ways to entertain themselves, to bring joy into their days and nights and to be happy. So the question becomes, if what humans do won't change that much, what would make what they do suddenly matter? The answer lies not in what they do, but in how and why they do it. The answer is, something matters if it leads to and produces a particular kind of result, a result desired by the soul, a result desired by life itself. It is when the way in which you are doing anything facilitates the larger goal that you are seeking to reach that it matters. Yet what human beings are doing cannot facilitate what they're trying to accomplish if they don't know what they're trying to accomplish. They must be aware of the larger goal they're seeking to reach, and therein lies the problem. Most people don't know what they're doing. This is not meant in any way pejoratively. It's a simple statement of fact. Most people have little understanding of the nature of the journey they're on, much less how to arrive at their desired destination. It is the things they are doing day to day that play a huge role in moving them toward, or away from, their larger goal. Yet most people are not aware of where they were intending to go to begin with. And so, as one comedian wryly noted, if we're not careful, we'll all wind up exactly where we're headed. Today, the earth is populated with billions of people desperately hoping to get somewhere, yet having no idea of where they're going. The first step in moving into clarity on where you're going is moving into clarity on where you are right now, on who you are to begin with, and on why you are here. On earth, that is. What are you doing here? What's the point of this? What is life's purpose? These are the questions that have to be answered before you can begin to make decisions about the only thing that matters, to say nothing of living your daily life focused on that. So the next few chapters, part 2 of this book, will be devoted to a deep investigation of these very questions. As you move through this next portion of the recording, know that this is an exploration for which your mind has earnestly yearned. Your mind, you see, has been trying for years to make sense of a life that makes no sense at all. Now, thanks to the knowledge of your soul, you'll be placing everything that's happening in your life into a new context, a context in which life finally does make sense. Now here's a little notation. If you're a bit impatient at this juncture and don't wish to engage in this